Welcome back to the Circle Hub, where we review The Circle Season 2, and this is episode 10. A freaking 10. What movie is that from? What movie is that from? A 10.
Varsity,
Freaking 10.
Varsity Blues.
Yes. You get a star.
What was it?
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues.
They see their teeth at the club, which shows you even back then a teaching salary did not get you a lot. You had to have a second job.
It's never gotten you a lot.
So, my name is AA, or you can call me Ashley. And if you vote for me, you will be given chocolate every hour. No.
Yay!
My vote is for AA.
Do I get a star? No. Okay.
Yes, you get one because they don't mean anything.
You get 10 because they don't mean anything.
Yeah.
Freaking 10. And joining us today, always starting from the bottom, is going to be Skylar.
I'm Skylar, and just like Courtney's poster for Chloe, I'm also very unentertaining this week because I don't feel good.
I thought you were going to say you were quite basic because that's what somebody said. That was, that's so good.
I would never call myself basic. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. I chuckled myself up on that one. All right. And then moving on over is Kayla.
Hey guys, Kayla, not from LA.
We're back to cities now, Skylar.
I'm just wondering if in the final you're actually going to tell us where you're from.
And then the cast favorite is April.
Hello, I'm April. God bless America.
Y'all are so funny. Okay. So let's get started with this episode. Everybody wakes up to the presidential music. Do you guys know the name of that music?
It's the military song.
Yeah.
That's the official name of it?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I remember seeing
What
it.
is the name of the presidential song? Hail to the Chief.
Yeah, that's what I remember seeing in my captions. Okay. So today is Democracy Day in the Circle. And so everybody got a delivery at the door, which is a big but podium and some flags. And so they were all kind of up saying their hellos into their stadium. And guys, I have to say, again, Jack just really makes me laugh. I'm sorry. I know some of you he just irritated you, but he cracks me up. I really like him. Because he
Speaking of
did
Jack, did you see how annoyed he looked at Lisa?
when she was talking about her snacks.
I don't know if it was, but during this clip of the podium and stuff or whatever, he was just like, very annoyed.
I thought that at some point when she was talking about like her favorite snacks, like I like Skittles and the Sour Patch Kids, the watermelon ones or something like that. Yeah, I think his face looked like that. And I remember thinking that too, like he's over it. But so Jack did and I thought he did a pretty good job at it too, but he did an Obama imitation of fellow Americans. It just made me chuckle. It really did.
Hey, do you think Chloe was offended that she didn't get a British flag?
She better not be. She's in America.
It's America.
They want to be
No.
inclusive and all.
No.
That doesn't go for other countries.
Exactly. So their first course of action, starting their day off, is they will now vote for the player that you wish to bestow a great gift upon. So everybody takes the chance to vote. River gets 2 votes. Courtney gets 2 votes. John, Mitchell, Trevor gets 1. Chloe and Kat get 0. Did you guys find anything odd about this rating here?
I'm thinking with the only thing odd I found about it was Chloe not getting 1 vote. I don't know if the reasoning was she was already an influencer last week or whatever. So
Yeah,
I find it odd that Courtney won.
Do I get a point since Courtney won that?
No.
No. Wait, did we get points for winning challenges before?
No.
I feel like we did.
No, we gave points for winning influencer. Stop trying to get
No,
more
I
points.
think we have given points on like one. Not all of them. I don't think, but we've done some of them.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not doing it this time though.
We're not doing it today because Courtney won and I have Courtney.
I'll tell you what. You can have 3 stars.
I can have what?
3
Michaela.
stars.
You don't have a fancy whiteboard in front of you? Stop handing out gold stars.
I
They're
mean,
blue.
like, that's why AA has the fancy board. Sharing is caring. Watch.
You know,
all I have to do is lift my hand up over here and the point will go up for her. You ready?
You know,
a point or a star?
Oh crap. I said a point.
come to think of it, I haven't been to AA's house since we've started this, so I haven't been able to double check these stars and points.
We've been doing this since December 19th. You've been at my house since then.
That's true.
I'm gonna text my nephew to go sneak in there and give me some points.
Take a picture of it.
I know.
I'm gonna tell him for every star he gives me, he gets a bag of popcorn.
When you said I'm gonna text my nephew, I was thinking Wade.
Me too.
It took me a minute to get you were talking about your nephew, which is Marcus. Anyways,
Your nephew is Wade. He's not even tall enough to reach your freaking whiteboard.
I'm sorry, but my nephew is resourceful and will find a way.
Yeah, he'd ask me. He'd be like, Dad, can you put me up there? I need to give AA a point. Can you help me?
And your hater butt would be like, nope.
That marker doesn't work right now. Throw it away.
So after these votes happen, Kat says it's always Courtney and River at the top. And that kind of starts, she's not the only one who comments that, but that does start. This doesn't really look good for Courtney and River just because it just keeps showing their names at the top of things.
They can't
So
help it.
John, huh?
I said they can't help it.
John gets to decide who the winner is. So River's like, pick Courtney, pick Courtney, pick Courtney. And Courtney's like, pick River, pick River, pick River. They don't want the spotlight because they know it's not good for them. But John chooses Courtney and he gets to get, what does he get? A great gift bestowed upon him. Oh, he just get flowers.
Hey, he got fancy flowers.
It
Huge.
looked like a
fancy
funeral
flowers.
arrangement flowers.
It did. It did. So, I wanted to talk about that for a minute. Let's not. Let's move on. So, right after this, at some point after this. Maybe not right, but at some point. Mitchell privates Kat, right? Because he saw she didn't get no love. She said, F you, Mitchell. And when she saw who he voted for. So he reaches out to her just to kind of touch base. How are you doing? I'm feeling the same way. I got you. You're my boo, right? Like we got each other. But in this conversation, they bring up Courtney and River. And then Mitch says, I think Courtney is the Joker. So why is all this heat all of a sudden coming? Is it all of a sudden, or why is all this heat coming off of Courtney and River right now?
It's definitely not all of a sudden from Mitchell though, because he has said that for a couple episodes now, that he thinks that Courtney was the Joker. And then of course, with River right there on his tail, it's pretty evident that River and Courtney are good friends, and they are an alliance, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. So I mean, it's just River's flack is just because he's in an alliance with Courtney, whereas Courtney is getting found out.
Was anyone else surprised at Mitch's big word?
What is it? What did he say? Disingenuous?
Yeah, I wrote the word down and I was like, what? Question mark, explanation point. Like, he came up with that?
I bet he used it and was like, I hope I'm using it right.
That was the word of the day.
So Mitch is calling it. He's saying that it's him, Kat, Trevor, Chloe, final four.
I don't
So
believe
then-
that.
Yeah, he's wrong.
Probably. So then Trevor decides to private message Courtney. Check in, how you doing? What's up, bro? And Courtney tells him about the chat that he had with Kat and Chloe, what's going down. So, did you guys have any thoughts on this conversation?
Courtney's such a game player. That's it. He's just such a game player. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, he really is a game player, and I feel like and I said this the last time when I was in the chat, I feel like Kat, she was so focused on being strategic that one conversation she had with Courtney and River completely ruined her game, and now Courtney's going to use that against her. And I feel like he's just going to go down the line of the cast, and he's going to, hey, Kat said this, by the way. Kat said this, by the way. Because as of right now, everybody's kind of like cool with Chloe. She's kind of got everybody in her back pocket, and he's just going to go down the line, and he's going to make it seem like Kat is like a backstabbing snake and go down. So I felt like him bringing it up to Trevor was a really good move for him.
I don't necessarily agree with that, only because River was a part of the conversation. Of course they told Chloe. But I mean, I don't see him going to Mitchell and telling Mitchell that, and I don't see him telling John that either.
It may not be about Chloe, but I see there being like other things come up that he's able to like run with, and then just like this whole strategy that because I mean, it's really started with Savannah telling him all the stuff, and then really kind of Courtney took that and he's used that as a strategy, just slowly picking off people as he's finding inconsistencies with what they're saying.
But with Chloe being ranked high almost every single week, right? She's been up in the top. I think she was 3 or 4 one time, but she's been up in the top almost every week. It was not smart of Kat to start talking and blowing her name, because obviously these people like her, and she's been in the game longer than Kat. She's been able to develop relationships longer. that wasn't a good move, but for sure Courtney's being that game player and using that. But at the same time, I think he's genuine about it. Like I think he really him, River, and Chloe they're the three musketeers in his eyes. And so he's really trying to protect Chloe in with him. Like he's telling Trevor, look what happened. You say she's your girl. She's your Beyonce, so you need to know and protect her. But I did like Trevor's kind of responses where he was like, no, Kat's doing too much, right? So I did like kind of how he responded at this time. But I hear you. So afterwards, John, played by Jack and Lisa, decide they're going to keep kind of going down and trying to build some relationships. And Lisa thinks it's a good idea to let's check in with Mitchell, see where his head is at. That's not somebody they've talked with. So John privates Mitchell. And they also have that, you seem like a good guy, you're good looking, blah, 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 which Mitchell feeds right into. He's like, you're a good man, John. You know what you're seeing. But does anyone think how Mitchell will feel when he finds out that Jack has catfished him?
I just thought it was funny how he's talking about Jack, Emily, Jack, to Jack as John. I just thought it was funny.
Lisa was like, what did you do to Mitchell? And Jack's like, I just said hello.
I think the one thing that irritates me the most is Mitchell. Anytime he goes to get into a private chat, he has his he talks to the camera and he's like, they're not going to get me. I know better. And like about John, he was like, he's not going to get me with that psychic stuff. I don't even believe in that. And then they start talking about his musical abilities and he just looks behind him to his guitars and he's like, okay, John. Okay. Like,
no,
he
said, who have you been talking to? Because I don't believe this.
And then he went into the conversation, and all they had to do was compliment him twice.
Yeah.
he gets complimented twice, and he's like, you know what, John, you're a good guy. You're a great guy.
Kayla, did you happen to watch our last episode of the Circle Hub?
Yes. I actually did this time.
Did you see at the end where Skylar was like, give Michaela Mitchell? I can't have both Mitchell and Chloe.
When I was watching that, I was thinking, of course. I mean, like, Chloe's been at the top for, like, ever. I'm sure he feels confident just having her. I do get it. I mean, two dumb blondes is, like, just extra baggage. I'll take Mitchell. Kat's not really playing smart right now, so I might need Mitchell.
Yeah, you can have Mitchell, and I can't handle it. He's dumb, and every time I see him on screen, I'm like, why? And I feel like, why did John feel it necessary to even message him? Like, he's not even like a good player. Like, why? That's just
but they don't know that.
Conversation.
There's only 6 other people.
Go talk to River. Go talk. You know what?
He already did.
I was actually thinking the same thing. I was like, what is Jack's obsession with Mitchell? Like, as his original catfish, he talked to Mitchell. As his next catfish, he's like, oh, let's just talk to Mitchell. And then have we talked about posters yet? No, not yet. Yeah. That was just in the intro. But anyway, you'll just see later on. He's just obsessed with Mitchell for some reason. I don't know.
And I don't understand it because Mitchell's not a good player. And no, first of all, they do know. They know that Mitchell's not a good player. They've been in the game. They know that he's not relevant.
Mm-hmm. And then what happens?
So then they get alert. But it's not alert. It's the no.
I think we missed Kat messaging Trevor.
No.
Was that not afterwards?
Or maybe did John and Mitchell talk about Kat and Trevor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did. He said he was talking about how, because John asked him, like, what players have you connected with or what are good? And he's like, well, I really like this person and this person.
My wording was off. Okay, then what happens?
But hold on, look. So going back to that though, so I mean, this was a really good conversation for Jack because when they switched it from getting to know you, blah blah blah, to okay, tell me. He's like, I'm gonna shoot straight from the hip. I'm gonna tell you what I think, and it really kind of showed his cards on who he was kind of aligning himself with. So I thought that was really good conversation for Jack to know, especially since they've been around a block.
But did they pick up on it? You think they caught it?
I think so. I can't remember. I think Lisa looked at Jack and said something like, "Good to know where his head is at," or something like that.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
like,
Okay, I remember that. Oh, good to know, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
So then we get alert, alert, alert. So they have to design a campaign poster to win this for someone to win the circle. And they were given who they had to draw for, so they couldn't choose amongst themselves. And they had to upload their finished poster anonymously. So up first, River draws John. So my question is, if they're gonna upload anonymously, my question is, why would you want to do things so people know that it was you who drew the poster? Because you want them to know that you did something nice for them?
Yeah, so I mean, unless you're being like not two-faced, but unless you're being shady about it, you're saying positive things about this person. You want that person to be able to say, "Oh, they think I'm smart. They think I'm beautiful. They think I'm calculated."
Okay, that makes sense. So 2, Chloe draws Trevor. Ugh. Like, there's no way these things were randomly chosen. Like,
No,
they had to have said, you're going to do this, this one's going to do this one, this one's going to do this
it causes the most trauma.
one.
Well, I can tell you that I personally graded each one.
Uh-huh.
And I gave an F to Courtney's poster that he drew for Chloe.
Yes.
I gave a D for.
Wait. What are your like your points of grading though? Like creativity, artistic, spelled correctly.
Overall, it's an overall score.
But I mean, Courtney spelled all his words correct, so that's a point.
Yay for.
And he didn't put a tree in the middle of
minus.
You didn't put a tree in the middle of any of his words.
And
exactly.
I gave a D to Mitch's to
an E.
D.
Okay.
An E for effort.
And I gave C's to 4 people: River, John, Kat, and Chloe. And I actually I didn't give any A's, but I gave a B to Trevor for River.
Mama, your grading is so very harsh.
Because
no A's across the board?
No A's. They were bad. They were all bad. But I thought Trevor for River, even though it was considered bad publicity or whatever, the drawing itself was awesome. The hair, if she would have just changed the word calculated to something else, it would have been an A. But because it was mean, I gave it a B.
So I don't know that I don't think we see it in this episode, but I wonder if people try to figure out who did that one for River. Only because I was also looking at her handwriting, and to me, it looked like a girl's handwriting. So I wonder if that throws anybody off. Because of the way she did her CU and her R.
If you think about it, Trevor won both artistic challenges.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I wonder if that would make if the
Trevor didn't
handwriting,
win this challenge to anybody but by me.
Not like that, but like
he wins the challenge period for being the only one to do a mean one. So in everybody's book, he wins the challenge.
that's the only reason why he won for me is because he was trying to be shady without being shady. Because I don't know why like being calculated is
A bad thing.
shady. Like I want to be calculated. I'm good at math. I'm not a bank teller.
I will say though, talking about April's grading, it makes sense that she's so harsh with it because I will say I was kind of disappointed. It looked like with their box of like art supplies, they got a bit of, options. They had like paint, they had markers, they had pencils, they had all kinds of stuff. I expected it to be like, like back in middle school whenever you did.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you're making a poster, let's say I'm making a poster for Kayla, not from somewhere. And I'd be like, vote for Kayla. She's
not from LA.
Not from LA. And then, you're making a slogan. I was trying to think of something that rhymes, but I couldn't. But, But anyway, done with that.
So fine, Mom. So if that's the case, why don't you make a poster for Kayla and you can debut it on the next podcast?
I will do that.
Okay.
Are we really doing this? Because I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'll do it right now. I got 30 minutes.
I'll make one for Ashley.
Are we really doing this?
Yeah.
And we're going to debut our posters on our next call?
Yeah.
Okay. Who am I doing?
Just go in a full circle.
Yeah.
All right. So I do Mom. Mom's doing Michaela. Kayla's doing Skylar. Skylar, you're doing me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me jot a note down.
Yeah.
You know what, Skylar? So, after the posters, Trevor private messages John to kind of touch base. We're gonna talk fatherhood because that's all we talk about. It's fatherhood.
You know what I got out of that conversation? They have been in there 9 days.
I was gonna say that. Did anybody else capture the fact that they've only been in there for 9 days? This is literally a daily thing.
Jack says to Lisa, "You just lied about who you were for the last 9 days, and now it's bad." So my question is it 9 days for the total, or is it 9 days since they've become John?
No, I think it's been 9 days since total. Well, and I don't even mean since Lisa came in. I mean since Jack started in the very beginning, because we're on what, episode 9?
10.
Episode 10,
Wait,
whatever.
Did Jack say that to Lisa, or did Lisa say that to Jack?
Jack
Because
said
if Jack
to
said,
Lisa.
well, yeah, because Lisa came in later though. Didn't
Right,
she?
but he doesn't know the exact day that Lisa came in. But he would know how many days he's in.
So it is a daily thing because we didn't know,
Yeah. But I also got out of that.
Our mind.
Yeah, we needed to know. I also got out of that conversation that Jack and Lisa better be writing down every lie they tell about what kid is what age and what name, because that's a lot of lies. I know
when I think Trevor asked how old they were, she grabbed the notebook, or he did.
I'm glad, because when they were naming off the names of the kids and the ages, nobody was writing anything down, and I was having like an anxiety attack.
But
I was like, you guys are gonna forget.
Listen to their conversation, Jack and Lisa. They're talking about, hey, let's make us be a grandpa. So like they're making up some of it on the spot. So they better be writing it all down, because they gonna get caught, because they're both very bad catfishes, which is why they got voted off.
Which is why they were both caught at one point already.
And I don't think they're using this psychic thing to their ability.
They're not using it enough for sure. Not yet. So, alert, 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 alert. You now have the right to exercise your ultimate democratic right. And it cuts to Chloe saying, but I don't like exercising. So now they must rate the players, and their top 2 are going to be influencers.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm sure future brother-in-law was messaging me. So, who's my potential future brother-in-law?
That's
Emmanuel?
Dog park guy?
No.
Dog park guy. Emmanuel, yes. He's coming by to pick up his white table. So I thought, as always, we can list who our orders are. So I know that Skylar and Kayla want to just give us the top 1 and the bottom
I came prepared.
Do your top 2? You want to do your top 2?
I came prepared.
With all of them? You rated everybody?
Like 4 of them.
There was only 6 you could rate, so throw in the other 2 somewhere.
Okay, Kayla, who's your top 2? Because top 2 are influencers.
I would say still Kat. I know she's playing like a really risky game, but still, I just have to. It's my girl. So that, and then Chloe. And then my very last one, guess who it is.
Say it. Say it. Say it, Kayla.
Courtney.
It would go like Courtney, Mitch, probably River. Trevor would probably be like somewhere in here, and then Chloe, and then John. I don't know. I don't have feelings for John.
John's not in the ratings, is he?
He's not in the rating this week.
Yeah.
All right, Skylar. So give us your go with your list.
So number 1 is Courtney. 2 is Chloe. River is 3. Trevor is 4. Mitchell is 5, and Kat is 6.
Okay.
Mine was 6 Kat, 5 Mitchell, 4 Trevor, 3 Chloe, Courtney 2, River 1.
And I was 6 Mitchell, 5 Kat, 4 River, 3 Chloe, 2 Trevor, 1 Courtney. So those are our ratings. So now they get an alert that the ratings have been submitted, but that's not a biggie alert. But Trevor decides to private message Kat. How did this conversation go for you guys?
I think it worked for Kat. It worked for Kat to be able to talk to Trevor. What does it say?
I wrote nothing.
I just wrote Trevor privates Kat. I didn't write anything.
So I got nothing out of it.
Yeah,
but
I think it worked for Kat.
But now that you mentioned that, I think Kat, that helped Kat maybe.
Well, seeing the rest of the episode, that's definitely what I went back to.
So
I think Kat is just pulling strings right now, trying to get trying to.
Oh, no doubt.
Making as round as possible. She knows she messed up.
Yeah, I think, but so Trevor's like, you have to be careful who you talk to because someone's going to find offense. I find offense, right? Like, that's my girl. But at the same time, I mean, we saw what was said, and I'm paying attention to what's on the screen now, guys. Like I'm like reading the messages that's on the screen to make sure that's what we just saw. And but I see Trevor doing a lot of, but I think she feels remorse, like regret. And I'm like, how? How do you see that? And like Trevor reads a lot into what someone says and kind of interprets it himself.
Because he's a female.
And that's
Like women do.
yes. And so I do think it worked in Kat's favor. I do have to say that. So we get alert, alert, alert. The results are in. Okay. So number 6 is your girl Kat, Michaela. This is number 6. Number 5 is your boy Mitch, Michaela. Number 4 is Courtney. Number 3 is your boy River, Mom. Number 2 is Trevor. And number 1 is your girl Chloe, Skylar. So, awarding points. Chloe gets 1. Trevor gets 1.
Who has Trevor?
I do. So we have points 8 and 8 with me and Skylar. April 6, Michaela 5. So Chloe and Trevor get to go to the hangout because they get to block somebody. And we get in, and of course, Courtney's like, it's like a little date night. It's our first date in the hangout. So they start discussing everybody. So Chloe starts with Courtney, and they both agree. They both like him. They're good. She's like, thank God he's fine. So then she's like, well, what about River? And we know how Trevor kind of feels about River, that he's a little calculated, right? But overall, right now, we're good with him. Mitchell. So Trevor really likes Mitchell. That's his bro. And just Chloe's like, she likes him, but she's just not sure that he would save her if given the chance. And then Kat, they start talking about Kat. And Trevor really likes Kat. And Chloe's like, no, like you cannot be saying that you like her. Do you not know what she said about me? How can you say you like her? And Trevor comes right out and says, yeah, Courtney told me, but I also talked to her and I think she deserves a second chance. Um, so they're really struggling here. And I did write down that Chloe said about Mitchell, well, if he trusts Mitchell, I trust Mitchell at the end of the day. So it really is 2 of Chloe's alliances versus 2 of Trevor's alliances. Like, this is the first time I think we've run into a situation where it really has been split on what they want to do. So how do you come up with who you're going to let go of, right? So they decide, and Chloe says, do you want me to deliver the news? But Trevor says, no, babe, I have to be a man here. I will do it. And Chloe's like, that's like, he's an actual man. Like, he's a real man and he's taking control. And then she's like, God, Trevor, when are we getting married? Like, after 9 days.
Well, I think, and I wrote down, I'm going to tell you who I guessed. because we're going to do that, right?
Yeah, except for Skylar just left us.
I'm guessing Kat, just because. But now that I had time to think about it and rehash the show, I think Chloe is going to give in and get rid of one of her alliance because she wants to please her future husband.
Not only that, she was like, it seemed like she didn't want to have to give the news. And I feel like if it wasn't somebody that was, like, if it was somebody that was on Trevor's alliance, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also going to be somebody from her alliance.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to stick with Kat though, just because that's what I wrote down when I was watching it.
So for the first time in two or three episodes, we actually have something that we can take bets on and reward points for. So, Kayla, who are you going to vote for? Who do you think they're going to kick out?
Courtney.
Okay. April?
But because Trevor mentioned something about it's about the future of the circle. And Courtney stirs a lot of crap between people. And they talked about it up there about, well, Courtney talked to her too. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to get her to thinking. Well, mine was Kat, right, Kat now. But it's going to get her thinking, well, everybody likes Courtney and River. If I go to the top 3 with them,
I think she mentioned something along those lines, didn't she, when they were talking? Because she was so. Like, like, I know Trevor, what Trevor and I have are like top 2. Like she was talking something about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and I wrote down Kat, so I'm going to keep with my thing, but yeah. I'll message Skylar and see.
Yeah, I'm torn, and I'm going to go with
who was your first instinct when you was watching the show? Don't think of our comments.
No, I know. I was torn between River and Kat, to be honest. I was torn between, like, I feel like if anybody, it's best for Chloe's game for Kat to go. But like, I think Courtney, they were both good with, and I think Courtney would, I think River was the one that, I think River is Chloe's Kat to Trevor, right? Like, they both, Chloe likes River, but Trevor's uneasy, whereas Trevor likes Kat, but Chloe's uneasy. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Kat, just because I think that would cause the least amount of damage to both their games. And maybe Trevor will realize that. So we have until Sunday. So I think if Skylar can just message us before he watches the next episode who he wants, that way we have it in the group chat, then I think we're good there. So that rounds out episode 10. We only have 3 more episodes. I know, it's so crazy.
Getting crazy.
Yes, it is. So,
then what we're going to do?
Okay, so I don't know what's happening between now and the summertime. There is another season. We can get caught up on this. We can watch season 3. But excuse me. But this summer there's a reality show on TV. It's called Love Island. Have you guys seen it? It even has an app on your phone that you can play the game, like you're a part of the game. What are you shaking your head no for? You don't want to do Love Island? It
What
really is
about
a
Masked Singer?
Masked Singer would be a good one.
I think I would prefer Masked Singer.
Love Island's, I don't think I've ever watched it. I like that it's interactive though.
It is interactive. But yeah, so I was trying to find out, but I'm afraid to Google anything about The Circle because I don't want any information to pull up that I don't want to see. But I was trying to see like when is the next season of The Circle starting? Because I know
Season 4?
yeah.
I think we need to do something that's not behind.
Right. That's what I was saying. That's why I was wondering when it would start. Are you Googling it? I'm afraid to Google it.
Netflix announced it was officially renewing The Circle for both a 4th and 5th season. Season 4, but it's tough to say when the new season will get away. And I'm not going to read any more because I'm going to start talking about the last season.
Okay.
So they don't know
Alright.
yet.
Okay. Well, I don't know. You guys start thinking about it. And we can ask all of our followers.
I was gonna say, help us out, viewers. Hashtag join our
Tell
hub.
tell us what you'd like for us to review.
I'll
All
tell you
right.
what I would like to review. We got like 12 minutes or something.
Okay.
Are y'all caught up or do y'all even watch 1883?
Yes.
Are y'all
I'm
caught up?
Yes.
I do. I have not started it.
It broke my heart. It broke my heart already.
But if you want to do a podcast on it, I will start it.
Young Love.
No, it was so predictable though.
What?
It was predictable though.
Oh, I know.
You must be saying something not nice because we can't hear you.
I told Jay right before, I said, yeah, he's a goner. He's a goner. He's gone.
I did like how he was like, how he stood up. He's like, you can keep giving me licks if you want to. I'll take all the licks you got because I love her.
I like the fact you can go from British accent to country accent.
Hey, look, I am a woman of all trades, okay? I have so many hidden talents. You guys have no idea. But I don't know if it's the actress. So I know you're not caught up, Caleb, but I have to ask. In the beginning of this show, it had a scene of the mother at a table with two boys. Like they look to be 10 and 12 maybe, right? But there's only one boy. And she can't have another that's going to look as old as this one.
Well, I've been reading a lot online. Not a lot, and I'm not reading the articles, just headlines like I do. But the girl's pregnant.
So that was my thought, was that, well, maybe she has sex this one time, she gets pregnant, but this other boy is like 4, he's like 5 or 6, right? Like it's a huge difference between if she was to get pregnant now and have a baby a year later. The age difference between that baby and this boy, her brother, is quite a few years. Maybe he's not as old as I think he is because he said, Mama, I dressed myself.
Yeah, I think he's more like 4, maybe 5. And
Yeah.
then the picture at the very beginning could have been a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old.
True.
Or something.
Okay.
But But we don't know.
I don't know. We just have to watch it.
I like it.
We did too. Johnny calls it 1886. He's like, is another 1886 show? I was like, it's 3. It's 1883. Yeah. No, there's not another episode.
Calm it down, mister. Calm it down.
And there's 2 weeks before the next one.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, you lovely ladies. Thank you for your time this evening.
Subscribe, like, comment.
Bye.
See ya.